Continue on in the 12-part series here in Self-Publishing with Dale. We're going to be talking about the second book inside my series, a little bit of the content about advanced self-publishing. Indie authors are widely known for not making money in their business, not making much money, if that is, because a lot of the times they're just relying on book sales alone, and sometimes, boy, that ain't going to pay the bills, especially if you're looking to try to make a part-time or a full-time living in this business. It can be very, very difficult, but it's not all that hard to actually get those additional streams of revenue if you just take a few extra steps. So we're going to be talking about that in today's podcast, so make sure that you stay tuned. Hey, for the past 4 years, I've leaned heavily on my sponsors, Book Award Pro, to amass over 36 book awards across 8 publications. Book Award Pro has been instrumental in getting my book into the right hands, so I don't have to constantly scour the internet for the right opportunities. Book Award Pro creates ongoing validation, interest, and excitement surrounding my book. You can then use all that buzz, like I've done, and activity in modern ways to engage readers and increase book sales. Whether you're looking for the right Book Award programs to apply for or searching for a book reviewer, Book Award Pro has you covered. You can get access when you visit my affiliate link at dalelinks.com/bookawardpro. They work with all authors of every budget, from free to more premium features like the Pro Plan. Side note, that's what I use on my books. Again, visit dalelinks.com/bookawardpro. All right, let's transition into things here because we're going to discuss advanced self-publishing. Now, what exactly does that mean? I mean, a lot of times indie authors out there are content in just publishing their books and just getting it out into the world and crossing their fingers and hoping for the best. Hopefully this will be a big breakaway hit because, boy, this is amazing. But unfortunately, hope doesn't pay the bills. If you're looking to get in this business to make any substantial amount of revenue, if you're looking to reach more readers, you're going to need to think a little bit outside the box. The normal way, and I'm going to put normal in quotations, for making money as an author is going to be, of course, book sales. And that typically comes by way of ebooks, paperback books, hardcover books, and audiobooks. I'm going to stop right here. If you have not mastered in doing all 4 of those iterations just yet, some of the additional options might not make sense. It may not be a good fit because you really need to make sure you're diversifying what you offer your reading audience. And it's also best way to give options and get it to where you're more discoverable because you have more options available. So just think about that. Ebooks, paperback books, hardcover books, and audiobooks. Get those 4 things really nailed down. Now, what if you can make more money beyond that? I mean, just think about that. Just think, okay, hang on a second, Dale. Are you saying that I can make more money beyond just the book sales, but this must mean that I'm going to have to sell my soul? No, you don't. You really don't. There's so many things that you could be able to do, but I'm going to keep it pretty brief because obviously you can pick up a book of the Advanced Self-Publishing for Authors at every fine retailer over at dalelinks.com/ads book, and you'll be able to get access to any of those avenues. Now, let's take it a step back here. I want to share with you 10 ways to make money beyond the quote-unquote normal ways. And some of them are going to be gimmies. You're going to be like, of course, I know that one, Dale. That's an easy one. But I'm going to probably surprise you on a few of these. And if you haven't implemented some of them, think about this. We're going to circle back around to that point in just towards the end of this podcast. Now, number 1, let's start out with special editions. Now, I'm going to kind of put special editions kind of a large umbrella here. I'm not talking about just like Kickstarter campaigns, which, by the way, that's an 11th one for you. I didn't even mention Kickstarter campaigns inside this, so this is going to be the only time I'm going to bring it up. But special editions, I'm thinking like large print editions or audiobooks on CD. Believe it or not, there are some print-on-demand companies out there that will print your audiobooks on CD, and there is an audience that still wants to buy that. You can also do your hardcover with a dust jacket on top of that. There's a few different places that do that. For instance, Lulu, Ingram Spark, let's see here, Book Vault also. Find different iterations, special editions that will get your book out there that's unique. So that's another way you can tap into things. Hence why I said you want to master the first 4 before you start to expand into these other areas, because it won't make too much sense if you're doing large print books, but you haven't even done all 4 iterations of the other stuff. Now, number 2, this one right here is one I don't see enough authors talking about. It's translations. Yeah. You don't need to do a bunch of extra work. You already created the content, so, I mean, you might as well go ahead and get it translated, especially in a language that might appreciate your content. So if you think about this, You translate one book, that one book, you remember it had 4 iterations? Sans the special editions, if you will. We have the 4 iterations. Now, when we translate it, we've got an additional 4 iterations. Now we have 8 different assets out there that's going to be bringing in additional revenue. I had my books turned into 7 different languages, and I can't recall off the top of my head, and it made its fair chunk of change. I mean, from Germany to Italy to France. I had Dutch done as well, Portuguese, Spanish, and I know I'm missing one. I always do that. I always forget one or the other, but it is a great way to bring in additional revenue. Now, let's just say, for instance, you're like, Dale, I don't have the money to hire a translator, and I don't trust AI to translate my stuff accurately. And I can't hire an editor, even if AI were to translate that, to make sure it all looks good. That's fine. Let's say you don't want to bother with translations. Just hear me out for just a second. Sell the rights. Yeah, sell the rights. Sell the rights to the content, the translation rights for a particular language, and you could potentially make even more revenue upfront, not having to lift a finger. And here's the cool thing. When you do sell rights, a lot of instances, there's, an expiration date. And sometimes you could probably have it in perpetuity. I wouldn't recommend it, but you can always sell the rights to your content. And especially if your stuff is performing really well, if you sell the translation rights, you're probably going to get a decent chunk of change. Now, off the top of my head, I know there's a few different marketplaces, but one of them I've looked into before is called pubmatch.com. I didn't put that inside my show notes because I didn't want to seem like it's an endorsement. Not used their services before, but it is an option for you to consider. I've heard Joanna Penn talk about it quite a bit over in the Creative Penn podcast. Actually, it was a long while back that she talked about translation rights. And I'm sure Michael Aron of Author Level Up has even covered it in some capacity. So think about that. If you're not using the rights, if you're not distributing through a specific translated language, why not just go ahead and sell it? Number 3, direct sales. Oh yeah, believe it or not, you actually are going to make much more money if you're just selling it from your own shop, from your own website, from your own storefront. Platforms like Letterpress, Payhip, Gumroad, BookFunnel, and more are just options, just good examples of direct sales. So for instance, Letterpress, you can distribute your ebooks through them and you get 100% royalty. I know I've talked about Letterpress in the past, and not enough people pay attention to when I say Letterpress pays you 100% of your royalties. Now, in the event that they make the sale, they'll take 10% from that. So you get 90%. And then if another author on the platform refers someone that purchases your book, Letterpress is going to take the 10%, and that other author is going to get 5%, leaving you with 85%. But that's still freaking great. I mean, you look over a platform like KDP, they're only doing 70%. Yeah, and that's if you do their price range of $2.99 and $9.99. Place like Letterpress, no. They're going to allow you to charge, and you're going to get the same royalty. So that, to me, really cool. A place called Payhip. I've actually used Payhip with great success. You can do ebooks, print books, and to a limited extent, audiobooks. The limited extent of audiobooks is you could put the MP3 there, but people would have to listen to that MP3 on that site, unlike other services like, for instance, BookFunnel. BookFunnel will actually integrate with Payhip, where you can get the payment done through Payhip and then have BookFunnel fulfill the audiobooks. Now, I've yet to play with BookFunnel. This is not my wholehearted endorsement of them, but I hear great things about them. And by the way, Payhip also integrates with BookVault for print on demand. So far, it's actually treated me quite well. It's a little confusing at first when you go into it, kind of like, but just reach out to support. They'll help you out. So those are some direct sales options. Just think about ways that you can sell direct to your customer, because sure, it's great. It's great if you're looking for bestseller status over on Amazon, but I want to tell you that having bestseller status doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to get paid more money. And in a lot of instances, if you're in some random small category, yeah, it's going to probably get you cents on the dollar, but I digress. Let's go ahead and move a little bit further over into number 4, email marketing. Oh my gosh, I hear a lot of people tuning out. Don't tune out just yet. Listen to me on this one. Email marketing is like a good insurance policy against worst case scenarios. There has been a track record of platforms like Amazon, KDP, and I hate to mention them because I really do like them. Drafted Digital have close people's accounts. And sometimes the authors don't know why, or in some instances they know why and they try to fix that, but it's too little too late. And then they're left without the audience that has been purchasing their book through like an Amazon platform. So then you're left out in the dust. But if you have an email list, then you're able to communicate directly with your readership. This is the thing about email marketing, folks. It's not as difficult as you think. It isn't. It really isn't. Don't overcomplicate this. And I think there's a lot of folks out there like, oh, what do I say to my subscribers? Chat with them. Pretend like you're having a conversation with me. Share something about your book. Share about something that you're writing. Share a deal or a discount or advanced access or even like a sample chapter of some sort. Or share a book that you're enjoying right now. Share a book that is within your niche of another author. And I'm going to talk more about that in collaborations upcoming here. So just think about getting email list going like yesterday, if you haven't already. And don't be afraid. As long as you're not like threatening people, I think you're probably going to be pretty good. So just get it going and you'll thank me later on, because that is going to be an insurance policy. In the event that you get deplatformed without any type of notice, at least you have your audience. You can take them with you. Number 5, affiliate marketing. When you know, like, and trust a brand, service, product, affiliate marketing is at your beck and call. And affiliate marketing works like this. Let's say, for instance, I really like this pen and I want to share this pen with everybody in the world. And anytime someone buys this pen, I get 10% of all sales. Wouldn't that be pretty cool? I mean, I already like this pen. I use it quite a bit, so I might as well get paid for it. That's how affiliate programs work. Now, you're probably saying, okay, how do I find a good affiliate program, Dale? What do I know? Like, what are the brand, service, and products that I really like? First thing is sit down, write a full list of everything you like. Nothing's off the table. If you can think about the brand, service, or product, sure, go for it. But just write it all down, big old list. And especially anything that would be very brand adjacent, if you will, something that would be perfect. So for instance, since I speak with authors, I would probably mention a service like Pro Writing Aid or Dibbly Create or Book Award Pro, things like that. They all have affiliate programs. Best way to find it, you ready for this? Simple. It's not sexy, and I know it seems like I'm being kind of a smart ass here on this one, but you Google it. You literally Google whatever the brand name it is, affiliate program, and you should be able to find some great answers. So for instance, the Amazon Associate Program. By the way, Amazon wants you to join their Amazon Associate Program, so that way when you're sending traffic over towards their direction, you'll get paid for not only the sales that you're making of your book, but you're going to get a commission on top of that, sometimes between 2.5% to 4% per sale. Not bad. It doesn't come out of your bottom line, by the way. And if there are other sales that are made through that link beyond just your book, let's say somebody picks up some Bounty paper towels or this nifty little pen, then you get a percentage of each of those sales. That is a huge game changer. Think about other platforms like Barnes & Noble Press, Apple Books for Authors, Kobo Writing Life. There are so many different affiliate programs. All you got to do, just Google it on up. Number 6, this is my favorite one I like to talk about. It is sponsorship deals. It's like affiliate marketing on steroids because you already know, like, and trust a service, brand, or product. Imagine getting paid not just for the affiliate sales, but also for showcasing this particular brand, service, or product to an audience that is willing to buy that. So you're probably saying, how do authors approach sponsorship deals? Easy. You just think about that brand, service, or product. You go in with a pitch that is an offer that they can't refuse. And voila, you're going to get a lot of no's at first. I promise you, you will get a lot of no's. But ask. Take the time to ask. And also, when someone rejects you, ask them why. Just find out. It's not that you're trying to be pushy or salesy or anything else like that, but it gives you a good idea as to why they're shooting you down. And will they all answer? Probably not. But a few might actually say, well, it might be the bad time of year, or our budget's already spent, or maybe you pitched too high. You probably were like, hey, 10 grand to place an ad in my book for your services. Yeah, well, you might want to kind of walk that one on back, but just think about this. And if you already have proof of concept, if you're already doing affiliate sales for a specific brand, service, or product, you already have, all you have to do is just provide the numbers. Here is what I've done in sales, and here's the proof of concept Now this is going to make more sense. And then as you start to do more sponsorship deals, you'll be able to get results from those things and share it with other sponsors. I can tell you that it is relatively simple for me to get a sponsorship deal these days. Back when I first started out, not so much. It was a lot tougher. Number 7, courses. Now, I understand courses are more for great for nonfiction authors. Fiction authors, you might be able to figure out something that could work by way of courses. Could probably be training people how to write in fiction. There is a lot of demand out there for understanding fiction writing. For instance, I've just been binging on a lot of books about fiction writing. So just think about courses. Excellent course hosting sites include places like PayHip and Gumroad. I already mentioned them before. Go ahead and take a look at them. It is 100% free, although they do a revenue share split. So I think PayHip's starts at 5%, Gumroad's at 10%. Both are fantastic. I really like them. Number 8, coaching and consulting. Oh boy. So here's where you've got the expertise. You got the insights. You got the know-how. Someone wants to work with you in some capacity anywhere out there. Authors can charge a higher premium for coaching and consulting. Why? Because it's taking all of your time and your expertise to pour into somebody. This is something that might have taken you years or possibly months to learn. And now you're going to go ahead and consolidate all that down and present that to somebody else through a coaching and consulting program of some sort. Now, how much do you charge is completely up to you, but I'm going to tell you that I charge a higher premium because, well, it takes me away from my own writing and work. So I want to make sure that it is offset through some type of a higher premium that I can pay for those services to be done while I'm helping somebody through a consultation of some sort. And getting those are a lot easier than you would know, especially if you start to get yourself out in a more public-facing fashion. If you're a nonfiction author, simple. Put a call to action inside the back of your book. Now that you finish this book, I just want to let you know that I'm available for consults, and I take about 3 clients per month. It's up to you if you want to do 3 clients. If you only want to do 1 per month, that's fine. I don't care. You can just get the idea for the example. Number 9, networking. Oh, goodness. There are a lot of wallflowers in our business. A lot of folks who would just be content sitting behind that keyboard, smashing around on the keys, and hopefully having money rain down upon them. But it just doesn't work that way. No man is an island. We need to work together as authors, and I think that's where networking really works. And I'm going to do a full episode about networking in the very near future. But to simplify things, think of networking like collaborating with other authors. In fact, you get bonus points if you can network with authors within your niche. Because obviously you can do things like newsletter swaps or group promos or any number of things that will work together with other authors inside your niche. They'll be able to recommend cheaper service providers or even be happy to go ahead and broadcast you out to all of their followers everywhere. Just think about networking and don't try to feel like you have to make friends right away in the business. It's a long game thing. You got to take your time, build those relationships. So instead of thinking about the word networking, because I know it kind of seems real corporate sounding, think of it like relationships. Think of it like friendships. Friendship building. That might be a simpler one. Maybe I should have called my book. Instead of networking for authors, I should have called it friendship for authors. It probably would have been much more appealing, like cheese, melted cheese over broccoli. Not everybody likes broccoli, but as soon as you put cheese on it, boy, game over. Number 10, this is not surprising, especially since right now I'm recording this audio podcast over on the platform known as YouTube, and YouTube is stellar. In fact, you can start monetizing everything right away when you join YouTube. And you're not part of the YouTube Partner Program, which I'll get to that in here in just a second, but you can share your affiliate programs. You can share insights into your books. You can do book trailers if you wanted to. There's so much that you can do over on YouTube. I have already fully monetized through the YouTube Partner Program 4 different channels. Yeah, 4 different channels. In fact, one just crossed 100,000 subscribers. Another one is 13, maybe 14,000 subscribers. Another one is somewhere about the 1,000 subscriber mark, and another one's about 10,000 subscribers. And it was a lot of work, sure. But let's say you don't like YouTube. You can always look into other social media platforms that also provide the equivalent of their program, like TikTok has one or Twitch. Just do a little bit of research because there are some monetization programs. But for brevity's sake, I'm going to share a little bit about the YouTube Partner Program. If you get 3,000 watch time hours within 1 year and have upwards of 500 subscribers, you get into the YouTube Partner Program at the base level. And this is where you can be able to offer things like channel memberships. You can get super chats, which is if you're live streaming, people will donate money to you. There is also super stickers, which is pretty much similar to super chats. And then there's super thanks when you have a pre-recorded video and someone gives you thanks by way of a tip. So there's those ways. And also there's shop features as well. But I'm just, for brevity's sake, we're going to kind of push forward because there's the higher program where if you do 4,000 watch time hours with 1,000 subscribers, then you open up what's known as AdSense. AdSense gets applied to your channel, and then you can start to run ads before, during, and after your videos based on course length. And then you're paid 50% of the revenue that is made from those ads being placed on your videos. 50% goes to you, and 50% goes to YouTube. It can be quite nice. I'm going to tell you that being paid through the AdSense program has treated me quite well over the years. Now, remember though, you don't need to get into the YouTube Partner Program in order to monetize. In fact, the one smaller channel that's less than 1,000 subscribers right now, it's being monetized through the Amazon Associates program. I'm getting associate sales through them, through products I'm sharing on that particular channel. So you don't always have to be in the YouTube Partner Program in order to actually get some decent amount of revenue coming in. That was the 10 ideas, but let's go ahead real quick here. Get access to one of my preferred book marketing tools in Book Award Pro when you visit dalelinks.com/bookawardpro. They work with all authors of every budget, from free to more premium features like the Pro plan. Again, visit dalelinks.com/bookawardpro. Special thanks to my sponsors, Book Award Pro, for supporting this podcast and indie authors everywhere. Here are my final thoughts. Do all authors have to do every option I just mentioned? No, not at all. Not at all. I will tell you, I do them. I do them all in some capacity. I've done them all in some capacity. But I don't expect everybody to follow my lead. I don't expect for all those things to resonate with you. What I would recommend you do is implement at least one new item from this list that I shared today. Just one. Try it out. Do some research on translation rights, or look into the YouTube Partner Program. Maybe that might be a good fit. Just take your time. Try to figure out one additional thing that you can add that's not just another book. You don't need to go and write another book. If you already have this deep backlog of books, I mean, great, that's fantastic. But you know what else will help out? Some of these other avenues that I mentioned. If you want more insights, by the way, and a more granular view of these ideas, well, obviously pick up a copy of Advanced Self-Publishing for Authors at every major online retailer if you visit dalelinks.com/advancedauthors. Next week, we're going to continue on with this series. Obviously, we're going to be expanding over into advertising for books. That is the third part in my 12-part series. And we're going to be talking about book ads that actually work, proven strategies for authors. That'll be in next week's podcast. Till later, it's been Self-Publishing with Dale, and I appreciate you tuning on in. Thank you.